Hello guys, Izanagi here. Today I will be doing an interesting video, a reaction per se. Now, to give a bit of context, here we have an individual called Metatron. Now, a bit of background on Metatron. He is a historical YouTuber that dabbles in medieval Roman history, etc, etc. He has been on the YouTube platform now for well over 10 years, I'd say. He's quite, well respected in the space, and he's an academic, a historian, a teacher, etc, etc. So, a person like this is obviously held in high regard. Now, lately, Metatron has been going down the right-wing rabbit hole ever since the, terrible Charlie Kirk situation. He has pretty much turned his channel into a giant right-wing slop content grift. The past, I think, 4 weeks has been nothing but kind of like, if you've ever watched a quartering video, it's basically, okay, his channel's basically turned into the quartering. Is what I'm trying to say. It is basically the quartering 2.0. He is extremely politically biased, and he is obviously batting for one team, which is crazy because, Metatron used to be quite a centralist. Yeah, he always did lean slightly right, but he tried to keep open-minded and not be and try to be bipartisan. But lately, he's just gone completely off the rails. So there's just too many videos to go through. So I have already seen this video, but I want to do a reaction commentary to it. This guy here, Jovian, did a nice edit of this. He basically got tons of his videos and put them together in a nice edited format, which is an interesting watch. He's only got 7 subscribers, so if you like this sort of thing, go subscribe to him. Jovian, I think that's how you pronounce the name. Yeah. Comments, okay. Now we will go in and see what Metatron has to say. Okay. Oh, very dramatic.
I know it might surprise you, but I don't live chronically online.
Okay, so this is basically what I was referring to before. This is essentially Metatron's entire channel and gimmick now. He just does anti-woke, culture wars stuff. Like, gone are the days of, his well-researched, scripted, high quality edited historical based videos. Now you're just gonna get the slop. And to be fair, we look at these views, right? We got 85k out of the Hassan stuff, or the Hassan dog stuff. That is like, if you're a content creator and you're not covering this topic, you're fucking insane. It is such easy views. And I'm not saying what Hassan done was good. I think he's a asshole for having a shock collar on his dog. I think there's so many different ways you can discipline your animal than using a freaking shock collar, right? I'm from the UK, for example, and they're banned here, so not to get in a tangent on that subject, personally, I would not use a shock collar to discipline my dog. There are plenty other alternatives, ways of doing that. It's like people who fucking use physical violence to discipline their kids. It's like, no, you're an asshole. You can discipline your kid by doing other methods. It's just barbaric. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, as you can see, we're scrolling down here. A lot of yeah.
Politics has been pushed inside our video games, in our movies,
Oh.
on Netflix, at school,
Ooh.
on the streets, inside supermarkets, malls.
Supermarkets? I mean, like Tesco's, Asda, Lidl's, Aldi. I haven't seen any LGBTQIA plus flags and the rainbow flags in any supermarkets yet. I mean, maybe in America, I'm not sure.
It is literally
Oh shit, we're surrounded.
surrounding us.
It's
But you know where
it's modern day Dunkirk, yeah.
I wasn't expecting to see the political propaganda? In my damn home. The other night I turned on my
Oh.
PlayStation 5 after a long day of work.
After a long day of hard right-wing grifting, yeah, buddy. Yeah, after a long day of grifting. But buddy, your job is fucking political commentary slop on YouTube. Why are you acting like you're doing back-breaking labor in the fucking coal mine with a pickaxe, trying to get fucking ore or something? You know, like what are you talking about? Back-breaking work, okay. As much as back-breaking work as Trump does when he goes to the golf course. Jesus Christ. Okay, oop. There we go.
And you know me. If a game is pushing politics, I don't buy it.
Ooh, you're so cool, dude.
In front of me, Sony decides that it's about time to tell me about diversity.
Uh-huh.
Plaster everything me with...
Look at it, it's fucking rainbow coloured. Holy shit, Sony have gone fucking woke, lads.
The rainbow flag and the transgender flag.
Ooh. It was one thing to have the rainbow flag, but they did a double gut punch to Metatron. They also put in the trans flag too. The fucking blue, white, pink one, I think it is. Oof. Buddy.
I have a question for you, Sony executives. What month is Sony going to celebrate traditional family values while putting a Christian cross on my screen?
Durr.
What about the fact that only white people are the ones that can be racially discriminated without any form of social nor legal repercussion? What?
I press X to doubt that. I don't know. Sounds like a load of bullshit if you ask me. This is coming from like a fellow Caucasian brother. I don't think that's not true at all. But okay.
These are the new 50s in reverse. You know what I mean?
Brother, dude, did he just unironically say it's like the new 50s but in reverse? Wow, wow. I'm actually speechless and at a loss for words. I don't even know what commentary to provide there. That is just the most retarded thing I've ever heard. So he's basically saying that we currently have segregation again, but instead of, you know, black people being oppressed, it's white people. You know, there's now only certain, like, toilets white people can use, and certain buses and public services, and certain cafes, like, white people are not allowed in, but black people are allowed in. What is he talking about? What does he even mean by the 50s in reversed? The victim mentality of this guy is insane.
Problem is with this, I did not consent.
Oh, he did not consent to have that multicolored flag on the PlayStation store. Damn, buddy.
To this.
Oh, shit.
I did not consent. I did not consent.
Ooh.
Do you want... I want to ask this right now, because I tell it how it is. Hate me all you want. Do you want Japan to look like this? Is this going to become Japan? This is going to become... This is Japan. Look at that. Look at these.
Wow, it's Japan. Holy
Japanese. Shit. Japan. Okay?
Okay, when consuming have different brain structures, we make them more fearful, emotional. Yeah, it's the same thing we've got going on in the UK with reform, and like the only policy they have is like, we're gonna kick all the immigrants out. Okay, yay. Do you have any other policies, like, I don't know, investing in public infrastructure, social services, beyond just kicking all the migrants out? No, we're just gonna kick all the migrants out. Oh, it sounds like a great party. They have no sort of economic plan whatsoever other than just kick all the migrants out. Okay, let's just say you get your wish, you kick all the migrants out. Who are going to do all the shitty jobs? Okay, they're not shitty, but from the perspective of, you know, most native Brits, you know, working in a care home, Uber deliveries, cleaners, nurses, etc., etc. Who, if you kick all the migrants out, who are going to do those jobs? And you might turn around and say, well, obviously those jobs would go towards native British people, right, like me. And the truth is this, is most British people do not want to work those roles, because not only are they, being a carer is a lot of work. You have to essentially look after a person. You have to manage their health, their medication, you know, their diet, what they eat. You have to bathe them, wash them. It's a hard job, and you're pretty much getting paid minimum wage for it. The same salary you'd get if you work in a supermarket, stacking shelves, scanning barcodes, or these days helping out at the self-service checkout. And so, long hours, a lot of responsibility, and abysmal pay. Most native Brits do not want to work those jobs because of the way the work is and the pay. That's why migrants do it. So you may want to kick all the migrants out, but that might just end up making the economy even worse. Now, if you want British people to work those jobs, you need to increase the salary. But that's not even part of it, because even if you increase the salary, everything goes up with it to compensate the salary increase. You need, really, realistically, what we need is like rent control, because like the average rent prices is like almost 30-40% of the average person's monthly income. Anyways, getting off a tangent, but this is what I wanted to talk about on the old immigration discussion. We'll move on.
Or this.
Okay.
And I include this picture as well, by the way.
Oh, that's very progressive, Metatron. I'll give him a
Legal
point there.
Immigration.
Legal immigration. Okay, 20 seconds later. Okay. Yeah, okay, but how do we not know that these people here are not also legal immigrants? You're just assuming they're not because they're... You know what I mean?
If the radical left pushes too much...
Oh, radical left. Oh, another right-wing buzzword. Put it on the bingo chart.
And they want to turn this into this
Oh.
for votes. Oh, I'm not done. The other day, I downloaded a game, got a refund immediately.
Oh, this one, this is funny. You gotta listen to this one. This is funny. I remember this one, this part.
I'll show you. Need for
Speed. Okay.
My cousin and I get a copy of Need for Speed Heat, and one of the first things we see, we get plastered with Black Lives
Oh
Matter
no, that's
everywhere,
fucked up, man.
For some reasons, tell us, and the game developers decide to tell us about equality, diversity, inclusion, and on that note,
Wait for it.
When I go to create my character, you can't choose white. You have to be a non-white person.
Yo.
No option. There were a lot of options.
But apparently here you can make Caucasian characters. So is Metatron spreading a false narrative here?
Be Mexican, you could be Asian, Asian American, you could be anything.
Right.
Not white. And
Really?
in fact, as we drive around, I barely see any white people in the entirety of the town. It's just gone. It's like a dream world for the anti-white. These are the cities in reverse.
Oh. Every time he says that, it cracks me up. Oh, good God.
Let's talk about Street Fighter. Street Fighter. You want to talk about this? Eternity.
Okay, now he's having a go at Street Fighter. What does Street Fighter do?
Game, and this is what we get.
Oh.
With this one, they literally checked every mark. So not it's a black
Yeah.
person,
Blue hair, yeah.
with
Do we know that?
blue hair,
Okay.
whom is wearing the transgender flag, literally light blue, pink, and white. And then when you try and create your character in Street Fighter 6, you're plastered with choose your identity, identify as a woman, identify as a man, non-binary, gender fluid, and all the usual stuff. I did not consent.
I mean, you can just, I don't know, not pick the options where it says you're non-binary or transgender. Just pick the option where you're a dude. Like, why is he so offended over that? It doesn't make any sense.
Keep your game, you anti-white scum.
Ooh. Anti-white scum.
We're done. I'm not done.
Oh,
Gate
what did
3
Baldur's
is
Gate do?
another one where there are a few things that are a little weird. Like, for instance,
Okay.
why is it that when you select a human, the base is black? Now, you might think, well, Metatron, that's an overreaction. Why do you have a problem with that? If someone wants to set, why do you have a problem with that? I have a problem with that because I know it comes from anti-white racism. These are the new 50s in...
What? Wait, so let me get this straight. So because the default character in Baldur's Gate 3 in the character creation menu is set as black, that's anti-whiteness? What? Yeah, this guy is a professional victim. Holy shit.
reverse. The source added, while playing this video repeatedly, he gave a speech to his students regarding anti-fascism, anti-trans, because he's talking about how Charlie was against trans, they say, even though this is nonsense. Charlie was he was against transitioning for children, but he was always very compassionate when he spoke to trans.
I'm gonna put a big fat X to doubt there, buddy. I've seen Charlie Kirk's debate, or a bit of his debates and speeches. I didn't even know who the guy was until, you know, the incident happened, but I've done like a bit of research on him, and I'm pretty sure he was very anti-LGBTQIA+. Is that all the alphabet letters? I think so.
Transgender students
cancel
at
me.
university. So whoever tells you he was a transphobe, they are they are liars. So I'm gonna do 1 minute of silence. Chat, you could type if you want. It doesn't make a sound.
Okay, this part's cool. It does the 1 minute of silence, but then it also, during the silence, the dude edits in all like the clips of Charlie Kirk speaking on the trans issue. So here we go.
So it doesn't matter. All
This
right,
part is
guys,
good.
let's make sure we have the timer. I want the phone with no sound.
Okay.
Here you go. Is
Okay.
your phone with no sound?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm starting now. 1
Very
minute
progressive,
of
yeah.
silence for Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
People are indulging in nostalgia. Who can blame them? I heard a 90s song the other day at a restaurant. I was like, wow, I miss that country. It's like immediately I have like a flashback to a country where trannies weren't able to do Bud Light commercials. It was a better country back then. I'm sorry, it was. Now, I don't know who the person is on the left. Is the person on the left that tranny that came and did the interview with the TikTok tranny? What does being trans even mean? Is that even a real thing? It means you need therapy. And I have compassion for you. Some people say, oh, Charlie, it's too mean-spirited, all of this. Hold on a second. Time out. You know what's mean-spirited? Erasing womanhood. Acting as if XX chromosomes mean nothing, and some freak with XY chromosomes can suddenly become a woman. The one issue I think that is so against our senses, so against the natural law, and dare I say, a throbbing middle finger to God.
Ooh, a throbbing
is
middle
the
finger.
transgender thing happening in America right now. We are in a church, and so it's important to remember Deuteronomy 22:5, a woman shall not wear a man's garment, nor shall a man put on a woman's cloak. For whoever does these things is an abomination.
They also say in the Bible, you know, it's easier for a poor man to get into heaven than a rich man, but you know, I'm just saying, you know, and you can't wear certain fabrics.
A nation to the Lord your God. You hear that, William Thomas? You're an abomination to God.
Oh, and the time is the moment of silence is over. Yeah, he seems like quite the progressive ally. Yeah, yeah, Metatron was 100% right there.
Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Until we meet again. So whoever tells you he was a transphobe, they are They are liars. He was always very compassionate.
But I mean, I guess it depends on what your perspective and definition of compassionate is, right? Maybe you just say, well, I mean, it's tough love, right?
You're an abomination
Ooh.
to God.
Very compassionate.
Ooh.
Sex outside marriage
How long we? I'm only 6 minutes through this video. Holy shit!
usually immoral. Strongly agree. I did not consent. A same-sex couple.
Sex outside marriage is finally. What is this? Oh my god! Look at Metatron here being the moral Puritan.
Couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. I'm gonna disagree. I did not
Ooh.
consent. Simply because it hasn't been studied yet. We need to study if there are possible negative repercussions to same-sex parenting. When I was on my account on X, you should absolutely follow because I am on fire, uncensored.
So the issue with Blue Sky is that it's essentially kind of, but Twitter before it got bought out by Elon, and now it's basically like it's a cesspool of like right-wing media. So before that, in 2016, Twitter was like the opposite. It was like mostly lefty stuff, and you had the super hardcore cancel culture, the crowd, and it was just annoying. So Blue Sky is basically old Twitter, just as obnoxious. At least with current X, you have a mixture of like progressive voices, but you also have kind of like the anti-woke right wingers. So it's a better balance, I would say. Blue Sky is basically just an echo chamber.
Unleashed. This is nice. Finally, a place where it's all nice about hobbies. You learn about pasta. You don't have to listen to anything you don't like. That's perfect. And then Charlie Kirk died. And this?
What? Wait, what? He's talking about pasta, then he mentions Charlie Kirk. Wait, what? Huh?
This? Because I tell it how it is,
Ooh.
This
I'm confused. Oh, Blue Sky.
became this.
Blue Sky is literally hell. I mean, that's a bit of a that's a bit of a crazy statement to make. I'm not saying Blue Sky is exactly the the pillar of good discussion. It's, like I said before, it's an echo chamber, right? I don't think it's technically hell. Just because people are giving opinions and saying stuff you don't agree with. There's plenty of people who do that on Twitter that I think are like absolute knuckle draggers, right?
I'll admit it. I personally don't spend much time on Reddit. In fact, I know I'm profuse.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that's probably a lie. You know, Metatron, late at night, he's on his phone and he's like just like stalking these Reddit threads. You just know it, especially the ones that criticize him in a negative light. You just know it, dude. This guy is terminally online.
Hated all the way down to the depth of the bowels of that ungodly forsaken place, an achievement for which they should give me a medal, which I will pin on the wall of the Silver City of Heaven after I'm dead.
Whatever you say, bro.
Once again, that the very people that speak about tolerance are the most intolerant of all. Because the reality is this: they want diversity in every single aspect.
Also, speaking of like afterlife, like, what about Valhalla? Would you like to go to Valhalla? You know, pretty much Valhalla is just like you're fighting all the time and you're drinking and you're killing monsters. That sounds pretty cool, right? But I suppose heaven's more chill, right? You're just like, you know, you're up there with the cupids and you're chilling. I don't know.
Of human life, except for thought.
Ooh. Wait, I missed this. Hang on, go back. What did you say?
Aspect of human life, except for thought.
Hang on.
Speak about tolerance.
Oh, tolerance. Here we go. Okay.
Because the reality is this:
mic drop time.
Diversity in every single aspect of human life.
Okay.
Except for thought.
So basically, any thought that disagrees with your political ideology is essentially what you're saying. Okay. If you're not a white Christian and you don't worship Charlie Kirk, you are a bad, immoral person. That's what Metatron thinks.
What about Melissa Hortman? Oh, it's whataboutism.
Whataboutism.
A lot of whataboutism. You know, to this, you know what you need to say to someone says, you talk about this as a tragedy, and then they tell you, but what about this other tragedy? You know what you need to say? Just write it down here. What about all the children starving in Africa? Why didn't you say about...
What? Wait, that's not even whataboutism, because you could argue, okay, both of these are to do with American politics, because these are both individuals that were involved in American politics that got murdered, right? Kids starving in Africa has nothing to do with American politics. Like, that's not even whataboutism. That's just like completely changing the topic of conversation. It's like the same people who are like, oh yeah, you know, your life's... It's like, yeah, I know you're complaining about your life sucks, buddy, and you know, you're broke at the end of the month, and you're working this job that you hate, and you're poor. But you know, there's little kids starving in Africa, so I don't think you should really complain. It's like that kind of argument. It's so retarded.
About that. Now, you talk about Melissa, what about the children in Africa?
Once again, completely irrelevant to the topic.
This is the type of person who would have Jesus arrested, flogged, and executed. No, I think he would have fell to his knees in front of his Lord and Master.
What? Brother, I know people that will say to you with a straight face that this guy is not indoctrinated and a religious zealot. He's absolutely batshit crazy, dude. This is like religious zealotry up to its maximum. Like, also, how would he even know who Jesus was? To him, Jesus could just be like a random homeless guy. He wouldn't actually know who he was. Because the whole premise of the Bible is Jesus was treated as like, you know, this weird guy who was like compassionate and trying to spread his beliefs. And in the end, they got tired of hearing about him, and then they crucified him. And then after they crucified him, they realized, oh shit, this guy was actually not too bad. We shouldn't have done that. And then they praise him as a savior. So it's very weird.
Incorrect. We are not making him into a saint, nor a martyr. You did.
Okay, so let's preface this for you. So, one crazy, unhinged, mentally unwell person assassinates someone. and then that entire group is responsible. So it's like, oh, if a black guy did it, you got to blame all black people. If a white guy did it, you got to blame all white people. If an Asian guy did it, you got to blame all Asian people. Mexican people. If a Mexican guy did it, you got to blame all. It's the whole concept's just retarded. And also, we don't even know the political affiliation the shooter had. We don't know if he was left, right, center, apolitical. Regardless, even if I give you the benefit of the doubt and say he was a lefty, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean every single person who's left the Charlie Cook wanted him dead. That's retarded. Just because one crazy person did it, it's actually stupid.
You turned Charlie Kirk into a martyr first with the
one crazy person represents an entire demographic of people. Make that make sense.
With the
inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OWO. What's this question mark?"
clearly find it as a politically driven assassination, no matter.
That was some shit of Helldivers too. Yeah, that's literally a quote of Helldivers too, and the song he references is like a song from Far Cry 5. So the dude was like a terminally online person who liked to play video games.
How you try to twist that we need to make a stance, which is why here is my suggestion to the Senate.
Ooh.
Name a street.
I am the Senate. That would have been a good thing there. What you should have done here, guy, editing this video, you should have got like the United One scene from Star Wars when you got Palpatine, and he says, "I am the Senate." That would have been a good edit there. Just saying.
After him in every major city in the United States.
This guy.
Of freedom.
But now, no, it's just not enough to be like, you need it in every city in the United States. Watch this now.
Charlie Kirk Street. They are naming streets after Arab heroes in New York, aren't they? But we should have a Charlie Kirk Street. I want one in Texas,
Yeah.
Houston, Texas, one in Nashville, Tennessee, one in Los Angeles, one in New York, and keep going that way. After
The Gulf of
that,
Charlie.
we should propose that for the European Union, and they should have a...
Metatron, respectfully, since you are now an American immigrant, you can kindly, respectfully go fuck yourself. Why would the Europeans have a fucking monument or like a street named after an American political pundit? That has nothing to do with European culture or European values. Well, maybe it does have something to do with European values, especially in the far right. But in general, like Europe has nothing to do with it.
Kirk Street in every single country in Europe, and boy, they need one.
No, I don't think so, mate.
I would love to see a Charlie Kirk Street. It's going to be called Via Charlie Kirk.
There's nothing I can add to this bit to make it any more... You took the words right out of my mouth, mate.
In Sicily, in Palermo, where I'm from. And I'm going to suggest, if you want to make it matter, we have a main street called Via Libertà, Liberty Street. It should be an intersection of that street. So from Liberty Street, you go into Charlie Kirk Street in Palermo.
My lord, this
He
guy
not
is...
martyr material, so his death will mean nothing.
Okay, let's have a look here.
These people, every major city, Charlie Kirk Street. And I've seen someone really
He's nuts.
getting mad at me because, of course, I posted this on X.
Dude, you should go on this guy's Twitter. He is absolutely having a mental breakdown right now, just arguing with random people. It is like, you need to get some popcorn, get some Coca-Cola, and enjoy the show. He is absolutely unhinged and having a meltdown.
Plain, and it's like...
To anyone that disagrees with his, like, ideology or political beliefs, he just goes absolutely crazy.
What are you talking about?
And these are also people who used to be, like, long time viewers of his. He's just like arguing with them, swearing at them, saying, "Oh, burn in hell" and all this, which is not very Christian, like, is it, to tell someone to burn in hell? Isn't that blasphemy or something? Yeah, it's not very good appropriate Christian behavior, Mr. Metatron.
That's a horrible. He was a bigot, and you want to do this? And yes, precisely because you still say that. You still call him a fascist, even though you know that that's what got him killed. You have learned nothing. So
I mean, he supported a fascist government which is the current Trump administration. So yeah.
You know what I told this imbecile before I blocked him?
Oh, what? Metatron's such a tough guy. It's like, you know what I told this imbecile before I blocked him. Oh, wow.
Not only I hope that they do this in your city, but I hope that the one street they choose to name after Charlie Kirk is the one where you are living right now. And I hope that the street...
What? Okay, I don't understand. So, like, can someone maybe fill me in? Is like, what is Metatron's actual obsession with Charlie Kirk? Like, did he know him on a personal level? Were they friends in real life? I don't think they were. I think he was just a far-right political commentator and podcaster. I don't think they actually had any sort of tangible physical interactions or relationship with one another. I don't know why he's so, like, obsessed with the guy. Like, if anyone knows, like, I would actually be curious to understand.
sign will be directly
It's quite
visible
crazy.
from your window.
Okay, and that is the video. It was quite a interesting watch, I would say. So, quick thoughts before I end this. It's kind of, in a way, it's sad. You've got a guy who's been on the platform for 10, maybe even 15 years. He's been on it for quite a while. You know, a well-respected historical YouTuber. I would like to think he's an intellectual, an academic. You know, he used to be very open-minded and non-biased, and used to only care about facts and not have any sort of, like, political biases. But as you can tell from this video, that facade and mask has been thrown into the fucking depths of the ocean, apparently. It does make me question if this guy makes any sort of, like, historical-based videos in the future. I know he's made a new channel to do historical stuff, which is weird. It's like, okay, I'm going to take this channel, which is known for being a historically based channel for the past, like, 10, 15 years, and I'm just going to now turn it into right-wing, anti-woke slop, like the Quarterin 2.0, which is... At least Shadversity had the decency to make a separate channel when he started doing his political stuff. Metatron can't even do that. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because, like, you know, if he uploads that onto a secondary channel, it's going to get way less views than his channel that's got 1 million subscribers. And on the other hand, yes, there's people who are unsubscribing from him, but the reality is he's probably getting more subscribers by leaning into this than he's losing them, right? And that's the future of his channel, which, more power to him, but we can also criticize his descent into madness at the same time. Okay, that is pretty much all I wanted to say. If you enjoyed this edit, subscribe to this guy here. Did a pretty good video. He used to make some more videos, because I have a feeling this guy is going to have a lot of content to work with, especially when Metatron uploads multiple times a day full of unhinged shit. And if you would like, you can always subscribe to me. But other than that, I hope everyone has a nice day. Leave a comment in the comment section if you want to discuss this topic, and peace out. See ya.